Hello everyone, I'm the Purple Pandit, and I'm here to talk about everything wrong with Rocket League. I've played Rocket League for 1900 hours, so I feel like the amount of time that I've played is giving me justification in talking about why Rocket League is just so bad. I'm going to talk about the smurfing, the toxicity, and how easy it is to create an alt account. Because you can use Library Steam Share. Create an alt account, go into a casual match, and start being toxic against people who have literally just started playing the game. And I think that's one of the reasons why this game is going to die. Now let me clarify. I think this game is amazing. It's unlike any other game I've ever played before. The way you can maneuver your car, the sickest things you can do, the amazing feeling when you score that nuts goal. It's unreal. It's addicting. But the issues, the amount of things that I'm going to go through in this video are probably one of the reasons I'm going to quit playing and why this game is probably never going to make it as far as everybody thinks it will. I'm going to talk about the servers, the season rewards, crates, and the rocket pass. The servers back in season 3 when I started were atrocious. They were bad. There was skipping, there was stuttering, there was lag, server rollbacks, crashing, complete games lost to the fact that servers couldn't handle 6 people on a field. They did roll out a bunch of server optimization tools and a bunch of analytical report functions for players who were experiencing these issues to report these servers to them so they could fix this problem. But as of today, there are still severe issues with a bunch of different servers. When they rolled out these server analytics and these server tools to help us mitigate the lag issues as much as we could, half of them didn't even work. When they rolled out the server optimizational tools and the tools you use to limit or extend how many packets your computer could upload and receive from the server, they didn't work. The buttons didn't work. They did literally nothing. As of right now, the buttons work, but that's not even the issue anymore. The biggest issue plaguing me and probably a lot of people are ghost touches. Ghost touches, for example, are when you see an opposing player near the ball. Not close enough that you think they're going to touch it, but they're trying to play the ball. And somewhere out of nowhere, they touch the ball, but on your side of the field, nothing was even near the ball, and the ball ends up going over you, around you, they flicked you, something happened, and you didn't even see it coming. The end of season rewards have drastically changed, and not in a way that I think is good. I liked the fact that Champion had its own thing, that Diamond had its own thing. It made you feel like you had a sense of accomplishment, even if you didn't wear them. A lot of people didn't wear them, but they still felt good to own. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the new season rewards look pretty nice, but they don't embellish the fact that you made it a specific rank, that you got that far. They don't scream, I made it to champion, and I feel like that's why people have been so upset with a lot of the recent season reward. Crates and Rocket Pass. I don't mind the crates. They release a bunch of free DLC, they release a bunch of different updates, they do a bunch of different fun things, and I don't mind the crates. A lot of people have gambling issues. I personally don't like to open crates. Every time I open a crate, I feel guilty because I know I didn't get anything good and I spent money on something that I shouldn't have, and I gave money to people who are actively trying to scam me out of my money because they know that the chances of me getting something shitty are 55%. But I digress. The Rocket Pass. The Battle Pass of Rocket League is something I can't even grasp a hold of when it comes to, I already paid for the game. Why are you releasing a new premium purchasable thing in the game alongside crates, alongside DLC? You are monetizing every single portion of this game. Now again, do not get me wrong, I understand, people need to make money and you're going to make money any way you want, I get that, it's okay, but they're going to be doing two things. They're going to be releasing a premium version and a free version. Now, I can already tell you with 100% certainty that the premium version is going to look better, have more effort put into it, have more items and everything than the free version. And I get that. I get that it's a paid for version. But why are you doing this in a game where I should be getting this stuff for free anyway? Because I already paid you. And I'm already buying crates. I actively trade through the community. I have a massive collection of purple items. I don't get why you need to push more stuff onto people who are already paying. Like, you're catering to the lowest denominator. You're pushing the hardest, most dedicated fans out. Moving on, we're going to be talking about hitbox standardization and the dreaded Batmobile. Hitbox standardization was a thing that needed to happen. It was a thing that wasn't necessarily something everybody wanted, but it was something that was needed. When the hitboxes were specific to each vehicle, it meant that people who had specific vehicles were having more success than others, and it wasn't purely based on skill. Keeping that in mind, things like the Merc. When I first started, I was a Merc main. But then they had to make the hitbox more resemble. I don't understand why they picked the Octane, but it's the Octane now. Now it's not a brick wall. It used to be a brick wall. I used to be able to save anything with that vehicle, and now you can't. The Batmobile is the only vehicle in the game that doesn't have a standardized hitbox. It's the only vehicle that gets special treatment, and that's why it's so overpowered. Now you might be thinking, oh, he's just salty about a loss against the Batmobile. I've lost to plenty of Batmobiles and I've lost to plenty of other vehicles, but the Batmobile is the only one that gets special treatment because the pros use it. And why do they use it? Because it's better than other vehicles. It's not fair in the field to have a vehicle that's so broken and gets specially treated like that. Like, if this was a case where it was the other way around and plenty of pros use the Merc, it would be the same way, but it's not. And that's the problem with the vehicle itself, is it's broken. I get a little too heated. This topic, it bothers me a lot because I can't believe that if you go on Reddit or if you go anywhere and say, hey, the Batmobile is broken, can we get a standardization? Can we at least get the Mantis to adapt to the Batmobile hitbox? And then at least you have some sort of fair ground where it's not just being specially treated. But no, everybody in the community talks smack to you when you bring anything bad up about the game, about Psyonix, about anything regarding bad stuff. So I avidly avoid those communities, and I voice my opinions through my reviews and through YouTube. Apparently now is what I'm going to be doing. We're going to be talking about ping and inconsistencies. I live in the center of Canada. I live more west than I do east, but on west servers I get between 100 and 120 ping, and on east I get between 60 and 80 ping a game. Sometimes it's different, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's worse. When Psyonix announced Central servers, I was blasted away. I thought, wow, they're finally listening to people. They're doing, everything they can to mitigate this issue for people who just happen to live in the center of the country. But as of right now, we're still waiting on those Central servers. Esports and pros versus regular game. So I've played my fair share of games, and I've watched my fair share of esports. I've watched Squishy play S-Rank with his entire team. I've watched Kronobi play with Rizzo. I've watched, Eastern versus West, Europe versus NA. Like, I've watched a lot of esports. And the difference between those games and the games I experience is so vastly different that you can't even advertise that as actual gameplay. That is nuts. If you think you go into a game like Rocket League and you're going to experience it like that, it's going to bum you out. Like, I wish it was like that, but it isn't like that. And the problem is they don't listen to anybody who actually, they listen to their hardcore player base, the ones at the top 10%, right? They don't listen to people on subreddits, on Steam communities. They hear them, but they don't implement those things because those things don't gain them any money. And I mean, that's okay, but at some point it's gotta stop because your dedicated fan base is gonna get fed up. I've touched on every topic I've wanted to talk about. I may have missed things, I may have over-embellished a lot of different topics, but these things mean a lot to me because I love the game. I'm planning on doing more videos like this in regards to games that I love to hate. I would love some suggestions, some feedback, and I mean, you can be mean or whatever in the comments, but unless you have a particular topic or evidence to defend your point, I'm going to ignore you, and you're not going to be partaking in any discussion other than your own. It was fun talking to you guys. I'll see you later.